Hello, this is Lorena, and I'm back with another Delinks video. So, I've been going on around karma. I've been going on about karma when it comes to Jaden and his cards, but I actually just remembered something that no one cares about except for me, and I'm just going to talk about it anyway. And I have this weird obsession with Magia Record and also just hunting, anyway, I have this weird obsession where I just like playing Magia Record, the game. It's not super complicated, so I can play it in a language that I don't speak. But it also used to have an English version. Anyway, besides that, I'm just going to say that the power of a magical girl that contracts with Kyubey, has to do with her karmic potential. And I'm just going on about how I am never out of karma with this archetype. And I'm too old for Kyubey to give a shit, you know, if he existed. But if he did exist, he would have approached me and I would have been dead. I would be dead by now. Because that's how the magical girl system works in Madoka Magica. Magical girls usually die pretty fast. It's weird when one doesn't. And the whole point, and the reason that Madoka had so much potential as a magical girl was because of Homer's time loops. And if I spoiled that for you, I have about as much remorse as I did when I spoiled Zexel and some of Vrains. So, I mean, wait, did I spoil Zexel or did I destroy... hold on, which series did I spoil? I know I spoiled Vrains, but was Zexel actually the other one? Yes, it was. I remember now. I remember now. Oh my god. Anyway... what? There's another... Is there a level... Okay, no, this would be a bad decision. I would like to not make bad decisions in every single one of my duels, but... I don't know, kind of difficult when you're against Yuto. He doesn't really appear to be playing Yuto's usual deck, but a Dark Rebellion could still be in there because it's a super splashable card. A super splashable card. I mean, it's in my extra deck. I mean, I can show it to you. But I think everyone already knows. Anyway... Because of Homura's time loops in Madoka Magica, Madoka had a lot of karmic potential as a magical girl. And I'm assuming Homura has about as much karmic potential too. Even though before before Homura made her wish, she didn't have that kind of potential, but I think after Rebellion, there is no arguing with me, okay? I'm just gonna bring up that movie and end it there. But, yeah. I'm just thinking that I'm just thinking about the karma of magical girls and my karma, and like if Kyubey approached me, well, I'm just going on about my infinite karma. Would I have destroyed enough people as Jaden to have a lot of karmic potential as a magical girl, and would I know that and be able to take advantage of this? The answer is probably no, because I just said I'd be dead by now if he did find me. Though he probably would have found me around the time as GX. But that would have been before I was able to actually do anything with Jaden's cards, since Duel Links wouldn't have existed back then. You know, when Kyubey approached me, depending on when he decided to, of course. I mean, there are multiple points in my life that he could use to actually do that. I don't know when he would think that I don't know when he'd think multiple despair with me, but I mean, middle school is a pretty decent guess, considering Madoka is in middle school. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think she is. For some reason, I couldn't quite remember. I do know for sure that that's... Hold on a second. Okay, I just wanted to make sure he didn't somehow steal my card. I mean, Wall of Disruption came up, and I'm just like, what? Are you about to steal it? I'm not paying attention to anything these days. Okay, so I'm going to just special summon now. This doesn't seem like a good idea. But, I mean, depending on whether... Oh, wait a minute. I mean, sometimes I summon this card and I can't do anything with it. But I cannot do anything with it probably because of the way I summoned it. That's probably the main issue. The second one is, well, I don't read. Not something you want a writer to say. But you guys do know that I do read sometimes. The problem is more with my reading comprehension. Anyway, back to what I was saying about Kyubey and taking advantage of me. I'm just thinking, for maximum despair, I think he would approach me during middle school. Maybe early high school, but I think he would get the most benefit from middle school. But I don't know. He did approach Toka and Nemu in Magia Record, though. And I think they were around the rough age he probably would have approached me. And oh god, if I was a character in Magia Record, and I specify this because Magia Record has elements, and based on the timing of when I think Kyubey would have approached me, I think that I probably would have been a void type in Magia Record. I would be a void type because I had a tough childhood, guys. I was envious and I was jealous and I was full of so much hatred. But now I'm better, sort of. I mean, I'm still a bit annoyed, but it's not like it's not like it would have been if I was a magical girl just trying to destroy witches. But if I was a magical girl from contracting with Kyubey, I would have died probably in my first battle. Just a guess. Because I don't think I would have lasted long against a witch. And I don't know if I would have even... I think that my soul gem would have shattered in battle. So I think that I would sort of be safe, but I don't know. I'm dark. So that darkness could do anything to my soul gem at any point. But I really don't think I would. But I think being a void type would backfire on me. And I think my wish would backfire on me very, very fast. I do not have any monsters in my hand. I am dueling Kite. He gets to destroy me with nothing. on my field. No defenses, no monsters, nothing. Alright, free win for Kite. He probably gets plenty of those. Anyway, I'll open my eyes in like a minute or something. Yeah, you know, I don't know how long it's going to take for a Kite to actually kick my ass. If I actually wait a minute, the duel will probably be over, but I've got the music on, guys. I can hear the losing music. Wait a minute, what if I actually get another turn? Okay, I had to... Well, I got another turn. And I still have no monsters, but, you know, I did get another turn. I thought about it, so that's good. It's good because I got another turn. Okay. So, I need a monster that I can summon. Okay, Galaxy. Should I bother? No, because he just destroyed my card and I can't use it. But I was considering whether or not I should even activate it even before he did that. Mainly because of Galaxy Eyes and what it does. Okay. Go to the graveyard, please. Okay, good. Thank God. I was worried he would just, you know, just do something very Kite-like and negate my card. Because I feel like he would. It would be a very Kite-like thing to do. Anyway, for kids, I don't think... Anyway, for K Media, I don't think it's that difficult for a child to pronounce Kaito. I mean, if they could pronounce kite, they're already most of the way there. Just add an O to the end of their pronunciation. But sure. Anyway, I lost, but I mean, it got some life point damage, which was more than I expected. Why do you need to activate that card against my card when you already know the duel's over? Okay, sure, Kai, whatever, man. I just feel like activating certain cards when you know the duel's over is kind of dumb. I say as I've done that myself countless times. Look guys, I've stolen strategies from players. That's part of how I get better when it comes to anything. I just learn from other people that do it better than me. It's probably good that I'm saying things like this. It probably... hold on a second. Carly, can you stop? Like, seriously. I'm not even playing Jack Atlas right now. But Jack Atlas and I do have one very terrifying thing in common. I've already said it. I can't hold a job. I can't do it. But I also do not, I'm more financially responsible in comparison. But it's kind of difficult to be financially responsible when you aren't even given enough disability benefits to actually be financially responsible. Like you're telling me that I can't save up money because you think I'm not going to need it. Okay, listen, dude, but if you're poor and you don't have as much money as other people, then wouldn't it benefit you to save up because you know that? And this is why I know the country considers me dead weight. And everyone else on Social Security. Oh my god. I want to do things with my life, but again, I'm dependent on medication to function. I may not be like Jack Atlas in that way, but oh my god. I can't be financially responsible because the government won't let me. And Jack Atlas, well, he's spoiled, but I mean, makes it work. Makes it work because he can actually duel. And in his universe, dueling is actually a viable career option. It is in GX too, by the way, in every other Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe. But it's not really viable here. And if it was, it wouldn't really be viable for me. So, I mean, I have big dreams and all that. And there are things I'd like to do, but there are so many restrictions on that. I can't even get married or my benefits could be stripped from me. And that is bad. Though if we're being honest here, I'm not mad that I can't get married. I'm mad that other people on Social Security and other disabled people can't get married. I'm mad because they can't get married, not because I can't. Important distinction, because I'm not sure if I'll ever get married here. I don't really care about the government recognizing my marriage. If that same marriage would strip me of something I need to survive. I mean, listen, taking away my medication isn't necessarily going to kill me. But, I mean, I applied for benefits because I wasn't expecting to get to the point where I am now. And I also applied for benefits because of depression. You know, something that is infamous for, you know, all kinds of things. You might want to consider not stripping me of my benefits if, well, I'm seeing a psychiatrist because obviously, I'm Social Security knows shit because my mom has to report it. And in the future, I'll have to lie to them about things just to keep my benefits. And if Social Security still exists then. But I just think it's stupid to take away my benefits because I'm basically trapped in poverty. Like the system could be like, oh, you can work? Oh, let's take away your benefits immediately. The path I want to take doesn't bring financial stability. I want to be a writer, and most writers have to have a normal, standard, more socially acceptable job when they're first starting. And there is absolutely no guarantee that I will ever be able to live off just writing alone. Because a lot of writers already don't and can't, especially when they're getting started. And when you're new to the field and the industry, then it's easy for you to get discouraged when you fail. It's not easy for me to get discouraged, but when I know that my benefits are on the line, and I also know how unstable being a writer can be, that kind of does drive me a bit nuts. I'm not going to lie. Society considers me deadweight, but it doesn't want to help me stop being deadweight. Alright, got it. It just wants to trap me into poverty because of things I can't control. Got it. Before judging me for not having a job, I think it's worth seeing the flaws in the American system that trap people into poverty if they try to get I'm trapped in poverty because if I try to get a job, my benefits could be taken away. But I'm also trapped in poverty because taking away my benefits is a punishment for trying to actually work. It's not I don't get to keep them if I make above a certain amount. But if I make above a certain amount, that could mean that I'm just successful 1 month. It could mean that I just happen to get lucky for a month. That doesn't mean the next month I'll be as lucky. Maybe next month I would get like zero income outside of Social Security benefits. But that doesn't mean this country gives a shit. The country itself would rather I just not even exist. And I know it seems kind of weird that I take this personally, but I take it personally because I'm not trying to be deadweight. I just can't get out of being deadweight because the country itself it punishes me if I want to try to stop. And I actually need these benefits to function and be stable. So taking them away from me just defeats the point of me trying to be a writer. It takes away any hope I have of getting out of my situation. This is why I'm trapped in poverty. Because if I try to leave the system and try to overcome it, I could make just barely enough money for them to take away my benefits, but not have enough to afford health care. And there are people with jobs that already cannot afford health care. So, what does that say to me? It says to me the system is broken. It says to me that I may not be able to afford health care, but most of the country can't. And this is something that is bad. Because I'm not just talking about myself here. It's not about, I'm on disability. No. It's personal when most of the country cannot afford benefits to protect their health. I've heard of people getting fired before they qualify for healthcare coverage. And if I were to become one of those people, I would be left with nothing. I mean it. I would be left with nothing. So, the fact that they want to... I should not have done this. Well, anyway. It's just a problem because... it just traps me into a system that I don't deserve to be trapped in, but I also can't try to escape because the risk is just, it's not worth the damage it would do if I were to try to leave. Does this mean that the system itself is sustainable? And no, it does not. I may benefit from the systems in place, but they're falling apart. They're collapsing. And here's the thing. A certain someone doesn't know why I still live here and don't have a job. Well, that person doesn't know that I'm crippled and fucked over if I try to get one. And this doesn't mean I don't want a job. This doesn't mean I don't want to do something with my life. It just means that right now, with the systems in place, that's not an option. And I honestly wouldn't even trust my future to YouTube. So I'm not even going to bother trying to monetize anything, ever. So if this video isn't monetized, I don't care, YouTube. I should not financially benefit. Because if I try to go down that road, it could backfire on me, and not just because of YouTube's crappy system. It could backfire on me because of the fact that I'm on disability. And again, I need this coverage to be mentally stable. If I suddenly had the experience to, say, make content that was very entertaining for most people and for a lot of people, and they were enjoying my content so much they were willing to offer me monetary compensation, then I would be punished from letting those people show their generosity to me. Like, I accept and I'm grateful for generosity. I show a bit of generosity myself in some cases, because there is a YouTuber on this site that I do financially support. And mainly because I felt like I should. I felt a bit guilty about wanting more content and not at least helping in some way. But I'm not exactly doing that for that reason anymore. I just feel like I'm more generous compared to when I first started doing it. And this is good, but also people can't do the same thing to me because I can't afford that loss. And let's not even get into how unstable being reliant on YouTube for your income is. Seriously, that's bad by itself, and YouTube isn't even a stable career option. And now, I'm sure it is for some people on the site, but for me, I don't really think I'll ever get to that point. But if I did, I'd have to be a pretty big name for me to take that risk. I'd probably need a Wikipedia article, you know, I'm exaggerating, but at the same time, I think I would need a Wikipedia article, and I'd need a bunch of subscribers to have any sense of, I'd have to really know that taking the risk is worth it, because I will know that people do value my content enough to help me. And I know that if some people do feel that way, there may not be enough that I can afford to take that risk. And I hate that. But also, YouTube still has a crappy system in place, so do I criticize the government or YouTube or both? I choose both. Anyway, guys, that wraps things up for this video and hopefully this rant, but I have no idea anymore.